I was wrong about this game. And when you're wrong about something, it's wrong to just be wrong and just stay wrong without acknowledging just how wrong you were. And I was wrong about Elden Ring. I'd made a video not that long ago, mostly railing on the difficulty of this game. Now there's some things that I said in that video that I still feel are true. There's some weird difficulty spikes. There's some enemies in this game that are obnoxiously difficult and a pain, and I hate fighting. I'm looking at you, Rune Bears. I still hate bears because of you. There's some bosses that have overly long health bars and are hyper aggressive and not fun to fight. However, this is not a difficult game. In fact, this may be the first time FromSoft has added an actual easy mode into one of their Souls-type games. These things, these beauties, Spirit Ash Summons. I have grown to absolutely love these things. I love collecting them, I love using them, I love tinkering with all the different ones to see what's most effective in any given scenario. And to think I had completely disregarded them my first playthrough. I actually had contempt for them when I first started this game. I was such a filthy tryhard, so fully consumed in this get good philosophy, that I actually felt as if using these things would not only cheat the game, but myself. That by utilizing these tactics, I wouldn't grow or improve. That all I did was just take a shortcut and gain nothing. I would experience a hollow victory. I didn't risk anything, I didn't gain anything. And it was sad that I just didn't know the difference. But after having played through the game as many times as I have by now, I've come to realize these things are there for a reason. Some boss encounters are 2 enemies at once. Other bosses have absurdly long health bars and are relentless in their attacks, leaving you this microscopic window to be able to counter without getting punished. Now none of this is new to Souls games, but for the first time, you actually have options. Take this guy for example. His phase 1 is easy enough. Then out of nowhere, he turns into the ultimate warrior, charging at you at full speed, ready to claw your eyes out or body slam you into oblivion. Now you could do a couple of things here. You could bang your head against the difficulty wall and just get good and learn every little attack pattern until you beat him without taking a single hit. Or you could summon something in, draw his aggro, and chip away at him while he's not paying attention. For the first time, you are not actually forced to get good like you had been in other games. And it's not like you're limited to using them only during the boss fights. Littered throughout the entire map are these little rebirth monuments that give you access to them. Most major regions have them. And this is great. Guess what? Not everyone has the time and dedication required to just get good. And shouldn't everyone have an opportunity to enjoy FromSoft at its finest? That beautiful aesthetic, that excellent level design, that wonderful, subtle environmental storytelling, that deep lore. Shouldn't everyone be able to enjoy these things without having to make themselves miserable to get there? You don't have to use these things if you don't want to, and the game will provide a hearty challenge. But for everyone else that is looking to just have fun, these things are fun. It's great sometimes to just sit down and watch your summons tear apart a boss. You didn't do anything, you didn't grow, you didn't improve, but you did have fun. And at the end of the day, isn't that what video games are actually all about? Some people have fun with the challenge. Other people do not. And when I suggested that maybe a noob should start with the originals, in hindsight, that was a terrible idea. What was I thinking? The original Dark Souls was cryptic as all hell. Upgrading your weapons was a chore. Sometimes just knowing where to even go next was a challenge unto itself. I had a miserable time playing that game. Now Elden Ring? This is by far the most accessible one of the bunch. No other one of these games offers more tools for player success than this one has. And for a noob, this is the perfect place for them to start. They get to enjoy everything that FromSoft does best without having to suffer through what they do worst. And for the experienced player, you can just disregard them. You don't have to summon in a single thing. You could run the whole game solo. You could do a level 1 run without upgrading your weapons. There are so many options available to make the game more difficult for yourself. But finally, there's actually a real option to make the game slightly easier. And I was wrong about how difficult this game was. It took me a while to figure it out, it took me a while to realize it, but I have seen the light. And for a noob, this would be the perfect place for you to start.